Says Clarence Hill and Shereen Williams, the Star Telegram, coming to you again after another Cowboys win. 6 straight wins. They go to 6-1 on the season after a 31-1 victory over the New York Giants.
Very impressive, Clarence. And after the game, I talked to Jerry Jones for about 15 minutes. He called this Tony Romo's best game of his career. He was efficient. He was accurate. He honestly looked like Troy Aikman out there, and somebody asked about that, and that leads to a tweet you had during the game about maybe this is the new triplets for the Cowboys.
Well, certainly Romo had a great game, and it's about what Romo and Dez Bryant and DeMarco Murray did. But certainly the number one focal point in this game was DeMarco Murray rushing for 100 yards for a 7th straight game. They set an NFL record, topping the great Jim Brown Hall of Famer. I mean, he can't be stopped right now.
No, he can. I talked to Jim Brown, obviously, last week, and Jim Brown, I joked with him and said he sounded like DeMarco Murray last week because he was talking about, well, it's not about the 100 yards, it's about the wins. And I said, you sound just like DeMarco Murray, because that's his tone. That's what he says. He's repeated that over and over again. It's not about the 100-yard game. It's about getting the victories. And they've done that. Right. And they've done that with DeMarco Murray because of his 100 yards and the Dez Bryants. And, you know, Romo made the comment after the game about he has more weapons than just Dez and DeMarco. And he says it's hard for teams to stop this offense because there are so many weapons out there.
He does have a lot of weapons, but the bread and butter is DeMarco and Dez, you know, number one. And certainly I'm a guy who doesn't believe in stats. You know, it's not about the stats, watch the game, because I believe stats lie. These stats don't lie. DeMarco Murray's 100-yard games have been key to their victories, and certainly today, when they need to run the ball and run out the clock, the 4-minute offense, they were able to run the ball, complete key third downs because of the running game, key third downs of Dez Bryant.
We're just a balanced team that can get the ball to really a lot of different people, and it's just hard on teams to figure out what they're going to take away. And we ultimately just, you know, my job is to figure out what they're doing and find the guy who's going to be in position. You know, it really couldn't happen to a better guy. You know, I love that kid, and you know, he'll always be like a brother to me, you know, when we're done. And I just think it couldn't happen to a better person. He really exemplifies everything you want in a player. If I was a coach, if I'm a teammate, you know, which I am, I feel like he's everything that I would want in somebody that has a chance and went about it and then had that record. It's just, you know, he's hardworking, he's humble, he's a team-first guy, I mean, as much as anybody. He's talented, he's explosive, he's physical, I mean, and then he goes out there and does it every single day. It's a great thing to see.
He earned that, you know, the way that he works in the off season, the way that he continues to work in practice. He's a really good back, and he's working hard for everything that he gets.
Does it make you guys want to block even better because you want him to get a record like that?
You know, I don't think so. It's hard to say that you're not going to block your best on every other play because he's not going for a record. I mean, we're going to continue to play the best that we can, and you know, obviously you want him to do things like that, but for us it's about playing our best as well and getting a win for the Cowboys.
16 career catches for Gavin Escobar, 5 of them touchdowns. So this guy has been very productive for them in the red zone, and I think we're going to see that more and more this season. Just another weapon to add to this arsenal.
That's something Romo talked about. Yes, it's about DeMarco Murray and it's about Dez Bryant, but they do have other weapons to go to with Gavin Escobar and Jason Witten and Cole Beasley. He can spread the ball around, which makes this offense even tougher to stop.
This defense does not remind you of that defense yet because they don't have that pass rusher like a Charles Haley, like a Jim Jeffcoat, who are really getting after the quarterback. But I tell you what they've done. They've forced turnovers. They've played bend but don't break football. They've been good enough. Rolando McClain's gotten after people, and they were good enough again today. Had the short field on the 1 touchdown, so really only gave up 14 points. But Rod Marinelli has worked miracles with this defense and what he's done. And of course, again, Rolando McClain has really helped that. But they've been good enough to win.
Could you have envisioned this defense coming together this quickly and being this good?
I envisioned us playing good football, playing for each other. Really, that's all we expected. Everybody just play for each other and play hard. And that's what we're doing, and it's paying off.
Justin was saying he didn't think this was a great defensive performance. Do you agree with that? And kind of how would you guys evaluate it?
The thing about this win is we come back in the locker room and guys aren't satisfied. We know we can play better. We expect to play better, so that's the best thing about it.
Big win for the Cowboys because it was their first division game of the season, now 1-0 in the division. Of course, they went 5-1 in the division last season, losing the Eagles in that winner-go-home game. Another division game next week against the Redskins. They'll see if they can keep this thing rolling. 6-1 Cowboys. I asked Jerry after the game if I had told him before the season they'd be 6-1. He said he would have thought there was no possible way. So we'll see if they can get to 7-1 next week. For Clarence Hill, I'm Shireen Williams.